What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we're back with another video. Road to 300 subscribers, of course. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the best power forwards of all time, and one of the best players of all time, and Chris Webber. And Chris Webber at his peak could really do it all. He had the mid-range, he could get inside the paint, he had the handle to get by you, and on the fast break with Jason Williams, they was a dynamic duo. So it's a lot that Chris Webber brought to the table, and I really don't understand why he's not really talked about nowadays, because I haven't heard Chris Webber's name in a long time. Like, I was just thinking about video ideas, and I thought Chris Webber, because I'm going to make another video coming soon about his teammate, but I was like, fuck it, why not make a Chris Webber video? And he's one of the best, so let's just get into it, because I don't know, like, I just don't understand how people are undermined in the NBA, like when they were all-time greats. In the 1993-1994 season, Chris Webber averaged 17.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. He came into the league ready. He was the number one pick for a reason, so this just being more motivation for him to go back after he was obviously on the Fab Five team, and he went out there and did what he had to do. But the very next season, which is crazy, he got traded to the Washington Wizards. Getting traded when you were the number one pick is crazy. But in the 1994-1995 season, he averaged 20 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. In the 1995-1996 season, he only played 15 games. I'm pretty sure he got injured. He averaged 23 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists. And his assist numbers are way up than I expected them to be. Like, because I don't hear a lot about these all-time greats being passers. Like, I just hear their offensive capabilities, and Chris Webber, I believe, was like 6'8", 6'9". Like, he was doing whatever he wanted to do on the basketball court, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I want people to bring back, or I want the NBA to bring back power forwards, but we really sacrificed so much. Oh, nah, he was 6'10". So he was just the modern power forward height, I would say. But he didn't have the three-point shot. And Chris Webber in this NBA, I wonder what he would do nowadays. But in the next season, in the 1996-1997 season, came back from injury. He averaged 20 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. In 1997-1998, his last season in Washington, he averaged 22 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this would just be what's to come for Chris Webber, because his Sacramento days would be what his career is remembered for, I would say. In the 1999 season, the lockout year, Chris Webber averaged 20 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. In the very next season, the 1999-2000 season, Chris Webber had his best season so far. He averaged 24.5 points per game, 10.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. He was just now hitting his peak, and he was hitting his peak at the very right time. Like, he was hitting it at the best possible moment. And they were a perennial playoff team, if I could remember correctly. They lost to the Lakers in the conference finals one year, so it showed Chris Webber being the best player on a playoff team, leading the Kings all the way that far. Like, before a couple years ago, Chris Webber was their last appearance in the playoffs, and Chris Webber is a Kings legend, and his number is retired for a reason. In his next season, the 2000-2001 season, he had his best year, where he averaged 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. And from this 2000-2001 season, that's the highlights that I'm showing right now. And like I said in the beginning of the video, like, Chris Webber was just underrated. Like, he had the finesse to get by you, he had the power, the ball fakes, the pump fakes, he had driving layups and reverse layups. And if it sounds like I'm reading off something, it's because I'm reading a comment which is describing Chris Webber perfectly. So it's just slept on in this society, like the comment said. Like, not a lot of people talk about how underrated Chris Webber is. And if you're a big man, or if you're playing ball right now and you're want a highlight tape and you're a big man, I'm pretty sure you should watch some Chris Webber tape, because his footwork is really good for a man of his size, and what he was doing in the league at that moment, it's like, I don't know, like, But in the next season, in the 2001, in the 2002-2003 season, he averaged 23 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists. And I'm pretty sure this is when the injuries started to go down, or started to come, because he was really never the same after these injuries. The 2003-2004 season, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. His last season in Sacramento, he averaged 21 points, basically 9.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, before getting traded to Philadelphia, where he only spent 2 seasons there. He averaged 15.5 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. In the 2005-2006 season, Chris Webber averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3.5 assists, getting his stats back up to what they were in Sacramento a little bit. But this will be the last season of him averaging above 20 points, which is sad to say for an NBA legend like himself. But in the 2006-2007 season, he averaged 11.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and basically 3 assists. And he went back to Philadelphia. He averaged 11 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. And in this last season in the NBA, in the 2007-2008 season, he went back to the Golden State Warriors, where it all started, and he averaged 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he never really got back to where he was after injuries. That's why I hate that injuries really end a prime so fast, like in a blink of an eye. It's way better now because obviously the technology and shit is more equipped for basketball players to return and possibly come back better than what they already were. And Chris Webber retired in 2007-2008, and he was getting snubbed from the Hall of Fame multiple years in a row, and he finally got into the Hall of Fame in 2021, which is crazy. He had to wait basically a decade, or not even basically, almost 12 years to get into the Hall of Fame. With Chris Webber's accolades, it should have been no problem. He should have been first ballot, but it sucks that he wasn't. But Chris Webber's accolades speak for themselves. He was a 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA team member, and he was the Rookie of the Year in 1994. He made All-NBA first team in 2001, All-NBA second team in 1999, 2002, 2003, All-NBA third team in 2000, All-Rookie first team in 1994. He was the NBA rebounding leader in 1999. He averaged 20.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists in 15 seasons. So that just shows how good he was, which, I don't know, like, a lot of these NBA legends aren't talked about now, which sucks, because they were really legends back then, and they still are legends now. And back then in the 2000s, the power forward position was really fucking stacked, yo. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Chris Webber. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video and y'all enjoyed it, subscribe, because posting daily, and there's a video right there on the right or on the left if you haven't watched it already.